and there's this meme, and it was like, okay,
I told you I was going.
all right,
You got the shit ready?
yeah, all right. Fifers arriving. Welcome to the Fifers DD991 podcast. I'm Rocky. That's Gilly. And Thumb for Actual. And I think it's episode what? 77?
77.
77. Well, anyways, 77. And we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to. And who would like to begin?
Everybody has seen food trucks, right? Have you ever seen a food boat?
Yeah.
Like
in
this?
Thailand. In Thailand,
Yeah, but I'm saying stateside on a river?
I haven't. I
There you
can't say
go.
I have, and I live on the Mississippi.
Yeah. Here we go. This is in Missouri, right here on the fucking Niagara. Down the lake.
Nice. Nice.
Can you see it, Rocky?
Hold on.
I could see doing that at like Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, that's Niagara is at the lake.
Is it right at the lake?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a little bit off from the lake.
No, it's right at Barrett Springs, would say too far from the lake.
Oh.
So, but I have never seen one like that, even anywhere in Missouri at all.
That's a pretty cool idea though.
Yeah. I mean, especially think about it, right? Because there's a lot of tubers that go down that fucking creek, that river right there.
Oh yeah.
You know? Look, I mean, it doesn't have to be tacos. That would just have to be a taco fucking one. I mean, I was like, damn, man. Yeah, we see them in Thailand and all that shit, but never stateside.
You know, yeah, that might be why I'm kind of familiar with it, dude.
Why?
Because we've been to Thailand and seen that shit. You know.
Well,
it's not
yeah,
something that-
but have you ever seen that stateside?
man, I think I have, but I can't pinpoint a time.
I mean, other states might have them. I don't know.
I've never seen one. You know,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool though. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought of something like that, like being on a boat for it.
And this next one I'm going to share, it's actually a video from that guy you fucking filled my fucking reels up with, Hodges. I told you
Awesome.
my fucking reel's going to be full of with that motherfucker now.
Yep.
Well, what is it?
You'll see.
Is it
You'll
electric or something?
All right.
Right, I'm still at Iowa Irish Fest in downtown Waterloo. This is island style stir fry. And I got a boat full of noodles right here. You know, you can get all sorts of proteins, chicken, beef, some tofu, if you will. But Mama says I need to get some veggies, so I got the Bangkok Thai sauce right here. Look at this. I should say the Bangkok Thai sauce. Yeah, I was right. And it's going to be nice and spicy. And I had them add extra veggies because, you know, you got to keep up with appearances sometimes. I never blow on my food. I'm so dumb. That's really good. They have a restaurant in Cedar Falls. Nice and spicy. Woo! All right. Wow, it's like going to Thailand without a passport. I love it. At Irish Fest.
We'll be the judge of that motherfucker if it's like Thailand food.
Jay, I'll be right back, boys. I gotta go take care of that thing.
Okay. That's pretty cool though, because like,
Yeah.
if they have a restaurant in Cedar Falls,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a 3-hour drive for me, but if it's worth it, you know,
Yeah.
because there's a racing simulator out there too that
Yeah.
Wounded Warrior did an event that we did out there, and it was really fun. So
Yeah, but they got a racetrack out there too, don't they?
They have dirt track, but they don't have
Yeah.
like the only place that has an actual major racetrack is Newton, Iowa. That's the NASCAR IndyCar track, the fastest short track in the world.
But how many times you gonna see fucking Thai food at Irish Fest?
Yeah, that's kind of weird that they were even doing
Yeah.
something like that.
I see that. I was like, looks interesting. But I like watching some of his fucking videos. I do.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he goes to every county in the state and does that, and he goes to every restaurant
Yep.
and he'll try one or two different things on their menu, and it's kind of cool because like that one with the fucking tenderloin, you saw how big that motherfucker
Oh
was.
yeah.
Oh wait, maybe that was a different Iowa menu guy. That was the two guys with
Yeah.
the tenderloin, but he does all kinds of shit.
Well, he's done over tenderloin too, though. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He travels all over Iowa and he was at the filling station here in my city not too long ago.
Yep.
But so is Guy Fieri. He's been in a couple restaurants here.
there's nobody. Yeah, so one thing that pisses me off about all these different restaurants in Missouri serving up tenderloins, right? They're not the same thickness.
No.
They're
They're
some of them
thinner.
are way too thick, but you got some like the older ones, they're thin like they're supposed to be.
Yep.
Oh, did you know that we're not in this ain't the first nuclear age we've ever had, according to Oppenheimer?
Yeah, we had one before.
I'm gonna play this one.
Oh, the video?
Yeah.
Oppenheimer was asked if the atomic bomb was the first. He said, yes, in modern times. He studied Sanskrit. Ancient Hindu texts describe blazing weapons and skyfire. In 1932, green glass was found in Egypt, just like nuclear blast residue. No meteor crater, and the glass is 99% pure. Something else created the heat. An MIT engineer confirmed it matched fused glass from the Trinity nuclear test. In Mohenjo-Daro, skeletons lie in the streets, unburned but radioactive. Ancient texts say Vimana rescued thousands from skyfire. Ruins from Turkey to the US show stone melted by temperatures no fire can produce. Some desert glass formed at 3,300 degrees hotter than any fire on Earth. What did it? Could we be the second atomic age? Comment your theory. In 1940, was asked.
Yeah, well, they're talking about pre-flood technology there too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, one of these days we need to crack open the Book of Enoch and just read some of the stuff that they write in that thing, and then crack open Jasher and Jubilees. And when you put all of those together with the Book of Genesis, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
That's what that means. They were doing that because, like, the languages were not written with the words that we have nowadays. So, they would have one word that may have meant 7 different things, like in Hebrew, right? So now we have words that describe like airplane engine, XJ97 or whatever. So yeah, they had this technology like that before the flood of Noah, and the angels were the ones that taught them it.
I mean, way before that, because that's how the pyramids are built, all that shit.
Well, yeah. I think the Book of Enoch alludes to the pyramids being built or told to be built by, like, I think Enoch or something. I can't remember now. There's something about that, though.
But even that fucking church, I can't remember where it's at, but it's built into the ground.
Yeah. What?
That was done way before fucking Christ was even born.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people have always been smart, and they've always been stupid.
Yeah.
It's what they do with the smart, what they do with the stupid that defines. That's why no one can be pinpointed as being completely, one way or the other, because people do stupid things and smart things all the time.
Rocky Friday, you was going to bring up something about Alpha-Gal in the Bible.
I was thinking, like, we talked about Alpha-Gal, right?
Yeah.
And it comes from the Lone Star tick, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a black-legged tick now too. So
So
two
two
of them.
ticks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And where are they native to?
Huh?
Where are those ticks native to?
They're everywhere now.
where were they before? What I'm saying is, are they some kind of thing that's been created in a lab? Like
No, ticks have been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, I
Well,
remember.
ticks have been around for thousands of years, but it wasn't until that we got a hold of the Nazi scientists when they started weaponizing that shit on Plum Island.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, you think these ticks that now are causing Alpha-Gal, did the Alpha-Gal thing start before the ticks or after?
After the ticks, after.
So my way of thinking is, okay, well, that's a weapon. That's a weapon that's been used against people in the country to weaken them.
And our allies. Look
Yeah,
at if you look at all the Lone Star tick cases, right, or the Alpha-Gal cases, they're all in the same, our ally countries. Every one of them are.
Yep.
What countries are they not in?
Fucking our enemies: Iran,
China, Russia,
Somalia, China.
couple places in well, they're not in Venezuela or anything, as far as I remember looking at that map.
But they're in Australia.
Yep. And they're in the UK.
Yep.
So my thought process is, this is just me. This is what I think. It doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. I might be partly right and partly wrong. Who knows? Or I may be way off. I don't think I am. I think it's a weapon. It's a biological.
It is.
It's a biological weapon designed to like I further divide more people and make people even more impossible to relate to each other and get along with each other or care about each other or any of those things. You know what I mean? Like it's there to also weaken people, because if birds get killed, you can only eat fish, right?
Well, some people can't eat fish.
See, so it's like this weapon.
It is.
Once it's delivered, it affects your DNA a certain way. So that means there's something that's in there that's causing it to happen, in my opinion.
Well,
I could be wrong though.
And it's part of the fucking plan to depopulate, I think.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
That's what I think right there. And also to get people eating fucking plant-based shit. Ultra-processed fucking shit they make in a fucking lab.
No, it's going to be more like that movie about the train.
Because they want to do away with the cows.
Huh?
So they want to do away with the cows altogether.
Well, yeah, they want to take away the food that makes us stronger. Yeah. Stronger, more durable, maybe smarter too. I don't know, more healthy.
But those dumb motherfuckers did not realize we can still eat ostrich as a red meat replacement.
Yep.
And it's actually fucking healthier for you.
Hmm.
You know, because it's got more protein than beef does in it.
The beef. The beef. So I just like it. It makes me think like it's a weapon.
It is.
And it's been delivered to all places. And it's just like, now I don't think they're controlling it. I just think they're saying, well, let's see what fucking happens.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It ain't no different than the fucking ooze, right?
Yeah.
Dude, our fucking country weaponized that shit back in the 60s and sent that shit to England and Europe to see how it spread.
Man.
You know, the ooze was nothing fucking, that virus was nothing fucking big. It was not new. It's not a new fucking virus. It's an old virus.
Yeah, I know.
You know. And now people get fucking blood clots like Deion Sanders, right? He's had blood clots because of that fucking ooze shit.
Yep.
That's why he's had so many surgeries on his legs and feet. You know. And he just had fucking what they call terminal cancer of his bladder.
Who? What? A pincher?
No, cancer of the bladder. Deion Sanders did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's all fucking coming down to everyone that had the fucking little jabby thing. Look at them. A lot of them are getting sick now, whether it be cancer or some other things too.
Yep.
I saw something on Facebook or Twitter today about that.
Yeah.
Like they're saying all these famous people are getting the same disease or something. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is though. I didn't see the article.
Well, you're probably talking about Justin Bieber and Lyme disease, right?
Either
Sorry
it's
about
that or it looked like Justin Timberlake. I don't know.
That was
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake. Yeah, not Bieber. Yeah.
Yeah, he just got Lyme disease.
Yeah.
He was diagnosed with Lyme
Yeah.
disease.
Bro.
That's from a tick. It's different though. It attacks your
But that
joints.
one's been around for thousands. That disease has been around for thousands of years. They've proven that. That
Yeah.
one. He was.
Yeah.
What was that disease?
Lyme disease.
And what does Lyme's disease cause?
Makes you sick like Rocky Mountain fever does.
Yeah, you get really sick. It attacks your joints and stuff. You're like
Nerves.
achy. Yeah, your body's hurting really bad. And
Yep.
you just can't do anything. Like it wears you
Like,
down.
are you deficient in like vitamin C or whatever?
I haven't done a whole lot of studying on it. Actually, I probably should because we have a shit ton of Lyme disease
Yep.
around here. But I haven't done a whole lot of like research on it, but I'll have to look and see what its symptoms are and stuff like that. Like really dig into it, get into the medical side of it and see.
And that's why
yeah.
if you go to the ER or a doctor, right, and you tell them you got bit by a tick, that's one of the first tests they run on you, right there.
Yeah.
You know, they ran that on me, and I didn't even tell them I was bitten by a tick. I didn't know I was bitten by the Lone Star tick.
Yeah, there's a lot of famous people that have it. There was fucking one of the this is gonna sound stupid, but she was a famous model from overseas. She has a family now and she's on like one of those housewives of Beverly Hills or whatever. She has Lyme disease really bad. Bridget something, she's blonde. I can't remember. But yeah, there's a lot of like movie actors and models and fucking people that have Lyme disease, which is really weird. That they get it, and they all live out in like Beverly Hills and shit, where it's like you got me traipsing through the fucking woods in the middle of Iowa, in Iowa, and we don't have near as many shit as fucking Hollywood does. That's weird.
But ticks is in town. It doesn't matter if you live in the country or out in the woods or live in town.
I
Ticks are
know,
everywhere.
but maybe it's because I don't know. We know to put on fucking bug spray. I don't know with DEET. They don't.
Yeah, but that shit can't be good for you either, man. So
No,
into
I
your
know.
skin.
No, trust me. I know DEET's no good for you. It can cause cancer and shit, but it does help and keep that shit away.
No, not always a don't.
I have never had a tick on me when I put on bug spray and been out in the woods.
I have. The best one that worked for me was Schizosoft by Avon.
Yep, that was a big one back in the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
It was like almost like a baby oil consistency.
Yeah. But the thing is, when it comes to ticks and all that, the best way is wear long pants out in the woods and tuck your fucking pants into your socks, dude.
See, that's I do. I spray all my clothes, so I don't actually put it on my skin really if I don't have to. I'll put it on my face and stuff because my head. But 90% of the time, I just spray my clothes and then it keeps the ticks off me.
That's no good.
Real quick, a little fun fact for the day. On this day in 1921, Corporal Harold Keller was born in Brooklyn, Iowa. He was one of the 5 Marines who raised the U.S. flag during the Battle of Iwo Jima in World War II.
Oh, nice.
So he was born today in 1921 in Brooklyn, Iowa, and went on to raise the flag on Iwo Jima, being one of the 5.
Nice.
Cool.
Didn't those guys get killed immediately or shortly thereafter? That's what sucks.
They went on to battle. Yeah, a lot of them died. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. That's such a cool picture too, though, man.
Yeah.
The Marines.
What's cool?
The devil dogs.
I don't know if I can show it on here. It's on Iowa Chill even. Let's see here. Save the phone. I'll send it to Gilly so he can put it up because it's got the guy's picture on it. Hang on here. I'm gonna send it in the group message on Facebook
Yep.
Messenger. There you go. So yeah, there's that. And then fucking yep.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Most iconic picture of World War II right there.
That's one of the most iconic pictures out of any war.
Yeah.
I think the most iconic World War II picture is actually the sailor kissing the girl.
Oh yeah, that one too in New York. Yeah, and the ticker tape at the end of the war.
Yeah.
Yep.
But nowadays, that would be sexual harassment nowadays.
and they would be mad because it's public display of affection. Like it gives the Navy a bad look and all this stuff.
Shit.
What do y'all think about ICE offering fucking signing bonuses and 6-figure fucking paychecks?
Fuck yeah.
I think that's fucking cool. Dude, that signing bonus is like $50,000, dude.
Yeah, but it's not tax free, is it?
No, but fuck. I mean, if you're making a 6-figure salary,
so take 30% of that. That's what'll go back to the government.
That's okay. I mean, fuck it. It's extra money. Yeah. It's money. I wouldn't complain. Even if I got a $30,000 after it, whatever.
So I'm changing the subject, but it's about your arm. Do you think that military thing ended up helping you?
The acupuncture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're hurting again, right?
Yeah, and I don't have them in. I took them out.
Why'd you take them out?
Because you're only supposed to keep them in for a couple days.
Oh.
So and I had him in a little too long. I had to have Landon pull him out. He's having fun because it fucking hurt me.
I was thinking, man, maybe that thing wore off or something like that.
No, and that's the thing is you're supposed to rub them and wiggle them every 2 times a day to reactivate the acupuncture part of it. And then after so many days, it's just your body is too used to them being in, so it stops working. Yep. And so you have to let your body heal and then do it again. So they do it every Thursday at the CBOC here in town at the VA CBOC. And then they have people at the hospital that do it every day up in Iowa City, which I got to go to Iowa City tomorrow, I think, anyways. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Nope, I go Tuesday. So I might have them redo it on Tuesday. But I think it definitely worked. It didn't take the pain completely away, but it definitely reduced the amount of pain that I have. 100%. And I think this rotator cuff tendonitis is putting pressure on my nerve because I'm kind of numb up here in my bicep, and then my fingers are tingly and numb too. So I'm hoping I'm not doing any major nerve damage.
Yeah.
Like permanent. That would suck.
Hey, I got to talk to you guys about something when we get offline, because I got another friend that has something going on that might be similar to what you guys got going on. I want to talk to them later today if I can, after we're done, see if they got anything like what you guys got.
Okay.
I know I'm being cryptic because, it's a need to know basis, and everyone else can wonder if they're even paying attention.
Yep. No. Well, that's fine.
But yeah. So yeah.
Now, Rocky, you'll like this one. All right, motherfucker. There we go.
Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. This dude's funny, man.
So they shouldn't vote.
We don't have skin in the game because men didn't let us have skin in the game. You do realize that, right?
Well, here's the thing. Y'all could join the military now. You guys could do everything now.
Yeah, we can because we fought for that right.
Yeah, but you guys don't use it. I find it interesting how
don't use it?
Y'all don't enjoy it, though. It's like...
I'm going to stop that bitch right there. they can always join the fucking military. There was women in World War II, fucking Civil War, all that bullshit. They just want to fight is in different roles. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
know.
We don't use our rights.
Y'all don't use it. It's not like you guys want to do a lot of these things. You guys fight for rights that you don't even use a lot of the times.
Like what?
So,
Like what?
oh, well, women want equality, right? All the time. Oh, we want to be able to do everything that men can do. But why is it that all the hard manual labor jobs are dominated by men? Why is it that men control all the infrastructure points, right? Why is it that men are the garbage collectors, men are the electricians, men are the power linesmen, men are the plumbers, men are the ones that literally keep society going so that you can enjoy the first world conveniences you do, right? So you can go ahead and have your bullshit psychology degree or whatever it is that you're studying. So the reality is that men make the world go around, and we civilized it to the point where you guys forgot that men really run shit, and we give you the opportunities that you have.
And when he is right, the trades are dominated by men, but there are some women in there too. I worked
Yeah.
with some at the power plant, but it's mainly men in those trades, not women.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like out here, I'm seeing a lot more female road construction people.
Yeah.
They're usually the ones holding the stop and slow sign
Yep.
or whatever. I don't know what they're called out here.
Like they're called flaggers.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. We call them transportation guys in California or something like that. I forgot what we called them. But anyways, yeah, on the tick thing though, like I think that shit's a weapon, man.
It is.
And I think it's wrong. But it's a great sneaky way to just ruin people.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. But, none of this stuff that's going on right now none of it's new.
No, it's not.
It went on before. I think
Yeah.
people forgot about it. And now it's happening again.
Well, it's like fucking the Alpha Gale shit, right?
Yeah.
It's been around a lot longer than early 2000s or mid 2000s, right? It's been around a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
Because when they released those fucking ticks at Plum Island, that's when it all started happening on the East Coast right there, up from New York and up down to Eastern Seaboard right there.
All right.
It almost lends credence to that one that says Area 51 is the exit point for whatever area we're in. And that's why they won't let us go. Because this is one big fucking laboratory.
Yep.
And they're causing all this shit to happen. It almost seems like that.
Oh, speaking of Area 51, that new World of War movie on Prime.
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
Oh, H.G. Wells, right?
Yeah.
This one has Ice Cube in it, right? This is about our day and age, right? How the fucking government spies on you and all that. Not a bad little movie. I watched it last night.
One of my buddies just told me about that. And I
Was
like,
Was it about the aliens, the tripods?
Aliens and how our government lies and spies on us all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, my buddy just told me about that show today, that movie, and I had seen it on Prime, but I hadn't watched it yet. It looks like my mom started watching it.
I watched it last night though, so
I'm gonna watch it tonight, I think, because
I watched the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds back when it came out, dude, in the theater.
Yeah, but this was totally different than that one.
I can't remember if I was married or I had just gotten married after that movie came out.
Yeah, this one is this is low budget film, guaranteed. How they fucking did it. Oh, it's an interesting take on it. Really is.
Yeah, he said something about like data mining or something.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to watch it tonight.
On it. Oh yes. God damn it.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Absolutely, because I was looking at
What you got?
that fucking Ghislaine Maxwell bullshit. I don't know if you
Go
guys
ahead, bring that up. Yeah.
Bring
have
it
you been
up, dude.
following it. So
No,
she's
I
saying,
haven't, dude, because I think I think they're doing other things to distract us from this, and they're creating a distraction within a distraction.
so she got, she got sentenced to 20 years for sex trafficking. Um,
Yep.
But there was a 2007 plea deal that she made that was negotiated by Epstein, which should have protected her, is what she's saying. She's saying that his plea deal should protect her as well. And she's saying that she should be given immunity to this and be let out of prison.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, they want her to drop. They want her to drop names too. She ain't doing it until she gets out of immunity.
Yeah. And so
I'd say you don't get immunity till you tell us. And
yeah,
you lose the immunity if you are inaccurate in one thing. If
I don't
one
think-
thing is not true, it's a lie.
I don't think anybody should get immunity for that.
No, they shouldn't. But I wouldn't dude. You are taking kids to go get hurt and then essayed and stuff like that, and then sacrificed to Moloch.
but they're
Are you
saying
kidding me?
that
And you want immunity? No,
There's-
motherfuckers. You motherfuckers need to have millstones tied around your fucking necks and thrown into the bottom of the sea. It's better for you to do that.
yeah, they're trying to say, her lawyer and her are trying to say that the deal that Epstein made in 2007 should protect her as well. But she was sentenced in 2022 for 20 years. So
Yeah, but what's the statute of limitations or anything like that?
there isn't.
Okay.
There isn't for that. But the thing is there. I think a plea deal in 2007 is moot in 2025. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or even
Yep.
2022, because things changed. Things happened after 2007. You
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
and so you don't get a plea deal and get blanket coverage for everything before and after 2007. That's not how it works. It's just
Yep.
like the Obamas and Clintons with this whole Russiagate thing. Obama is only immune to anything he did as a president. If he did anything after or before being the president, his immunity that Biden's little auto pen did or whatever, actually, he didn't even get one from that, but he's immune regardless based off of just being a president when he served. Now, Hillary Clinton,
How does that make any sense?
Well, it goes for Trump too. It goes for all the presidents,
Yeah.
not just Trump.
and
Goes for all.
actually Trump is the one.
Yeah,
that
but if
put
you're
that
doing
in.
fucking wrong, it's fucking wrong. And if you're doing right, okay, that's right.
Well, the problem is, so Trump had that passed because they were going after him for every little fucking thing he did, trying to say he had confidential shit in Mar-a-Lago and all this stuff,
Yep.
all this other bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And so he constitutionally protected the president. But
Yeah.
the thing is Obama's had his hands in the White House since he's been a civilian now.
Yep.
And he is not immune to that. He's only immune to
No.
the time that he served as president. Anything
09
before
to-
or after, he can be
09
charged with.
17.
So, getting back to Ghislaine Maxwell, I think she should be fucking. She needs to give everything up, and I don't think that it should be overturned at all.
No.
Because, to me, she's supposed to be exposing new evidence that we don't know and confirming evidence that we know. And
Then,
You know
then
what?
why did they say on the news that they said there's no list or whatever?
There is a list,
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
but it's protecting some high fucking powerful people, fucking like kings and queens, princes, and all that probably too.
it's
We
not
know
just-
Prince
yeah,
Andrew was there.
yeah,
That's
it's
been
not
proven.
just you.
He's been there.
Yeah,
You're
and
talking-
guess what? Guess what? Some dude said in a big meeting with a bunch of bigwigs, "You too shall die and fall like a prince."
The thing is
Happened.
So,
Yeah.
this one list could bring down countries.
Yeah.
Literally could bring
Yeah.
down countries.
And that could be half of DC too.
Good.
which it needs to happen.
It does.
Well-
It needs to happen because I think people are reaching their limit of fucking patience. And they're reaching their limit in patience in all different areas of life, whether it's, the banks taxing the shit out of us, stealing our money, the government getting tighter with laws and rules that are just anti-person. You got people lobbying for stupid, retarded crap.
But you got to look at the
No.
other side of it too. You've got places like Pakistan, right, and India. They're nuclear states.
Mhm.
If something were to happen to their government, where do those fucking nukes fall into?
Yep.
Whose hands do those fall into?
Iran's.
Not just Iran's. You got
China.
China. You got
Yep.
fucking Russia. You got
North-
fucking Iran. You've got
And Rocket Man. Can't forget about him.
Yep.
The
And
little
so
North Korea.
that's the thing is like, you have a government fall. Yeah, it sounds great and all, but who's going to take over? Who's going to
Yeah.
fucking step up? It's not going to be the people you want. It's going to be the people you don't want because they have the fucking army. They have the fucking.
It's gonna be a bunch of communists.
Because we're going to try to do it the right way, and we're going to get beat because we're trying to do it the right way and not the fucking just the way to get control. That's the thing. Is it's been beat into people's heads. You got to do it the right way. You can't cheat. You can't steal. You can't lie. You got to do it the right way. You got to hold a democratic ballot system. You got to have the people speak and all that. And then you've got the people that are like, fuck that. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I get in power. And they're going to do it.
The same people preaching that democracy are the same people trying to get full power over everyone.
Yeah,
Look at Syria.
the fucking Democrats. Yeah.
They're all communists. No matter what you look at it, they hate people, they hate men, they hate families, they hate God, they hate everything that's actually good and normal. Or,
My thing is you got to
healthy.
understand, like, look what's happened to Afghanistan. Look, their government is now the Taliban. Look
Yeah.
at Iraq.
Do you know
Look at
why?
Iraq.
Do you know
take-
why? Because that's Islam.
Oh, I know.
Islam is the same no matter where you have the caliphate, the religion is the government there. There is no constitution or anything or a stupid letter between Thomas Jefferson and someone else saying, separation of church and state, which was never in the Constitution. Their church is their state.
Absolutely.
And here in America, they have obelisks and big domes with goddesses on top, and it's all Roman pagan fucking bullshit from Egypt and everything like that. So you have all that going on in there, and that's what's influencing all the people there, and it's spreading. And
Yeah,
that's
you look at like the fall of Iraq when we went in there and took out Saddam. Yeah, he was a bad dude.
ISIS got formed.
He was a bad dude, and then ISIS wasn't because we removed Saddam. ISIS was actually, if you look at the birthplace of ISIS, it was actually at Camp Bucca in Iraq, the prison. Because what we did was we took all these prisoners from all over the place that came into Iraq to be insurgents, right? And then we threw Iraqis into this prison, and there was 25,000 prisoners at the height of this prison. And I know for a fact it is because I was there when they were doing this. We had 6,000 guards, 6,000 military. So you had Air Force, Navy, and Army working at this prison with 25,000 prisoners. They turned into spreading ideology throughout this prison, and that's where you got ISIS from. It literally started in Camp Bucca, Iraq, which was in southern Iraq, down by Qasr, which is the port city of Iraq. It's about 20 miles from Kuwait and about 40 miles to Iran. And the closest other city to us was Basra, and that was about 40 miles north of us. We were isolated. We were getting shot at with rockets off the rooftops of Qasr and everything else. And these guys, while we were doing that and gathering our intel and everything else that we were doing out of Bucca, they were forming ISIS and plotting and putting in a long-term plan for what they were going to do worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So when you have the fall of a government, it's never the good guys that take over.
Oh, I know.
Look at Syria. Look at Syria right now, right? I'm not saying that the leader of Syria before was a good guy. But
What was his name? Assad?
Yeah.
I remember, dude, I was in Bahrain getting ready to leave, and I think they had a news fucking channel on, right? And I think it was Al Jazeera or British Broadcast Channel.
BBC.
BBC.
And
Big
they
black guy?
showed this fucking guy that cut open a dude's chest, took the guy's heart out, and bit it.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking A, dude, that's cannibalism. And I'm like, damn, they really they don't censor crap like that out there.
Nope.
It's only in America that everything's tight knit. Like,
They show
don't
it.
think out of there. And I know China does the same thing, but what if they're using this as a linchpin to get order out of chaos?
Well,
It needs
You know what I
it
mean?
needs to be shown.
But then that order out of chaos again, it's going to be socialistic, communistic government with a fucking dictator.
well, here's the thing. So
One person in charge of everything. So to
going
speak.
back to our sociology classes and geography classes and all that, right? You have the largest religion in the world, right? Muslims. Their job is to reproduce, procreate, get as many people as possible, and spread those people as far as they can across the globe. And what they are trying to do is drop us below 2.1 birth rate in every country, so that way they outpace us, and eventually their culture will take over our culture, and they won't have to. They will not have to lift a finger to fight. It's the fastest. It's not the fastest way to win a war, but it is a long-term goal. And how to win a war is you infiltrate and actually and they have to absorb your culture. They're forced to take your culture, and that's what we've been having to do under Biden and Obama and all these others.
Yep.
It was forced down our throat that we had to accept these people, right? And that they're a religion of peace and everything else. And they will outright deny and talk bad about the martyrs of their religion, but then behind closed doors they praise them and they raise them up, and they create this fury, and it just pushes them to go farther and farther around the globe and actually start having more and more kids and making us assimilate to them.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, and people don't realize that it's happening. They don't realize that
there is a guy that he was on TikTok. Now that you bring it up, it's matching what he said. He said he had a dream or a vision. I don't know if this guy's a prophet, a modern day prophet of Yahweh, Yahuwah, Jesus Christ, all of that, right? That guy, that prophet. And he said he had a vision of like everything was like pale green and white, like the colors of Islam, right? And he said the guy that was in charge of the world was an Islamic person. He was the Antichrist. And he had drones everywhere, all over the world. And they had something implanted in their brains. They either took a mark here or it was in the forehead right there, right? And it could release a fucking chemical that would make people, if they wanted to kill themselves, stop that immediately through the drones, through the signals. And these people were all made to worship this guy. And anyone that didn't worship this guy got their head cut off. And I think they got their head cut off with, what's that fucking thing the French had?
the guillotine.
Yeah, the guillotine. And
The guillotine.
it was crazy because, they said the guy that's the Antichrist, or that he saw in this vision, and we don't know if this is real or not, he was Islamic. He wasn't the Pope. He wasn't a Jesuit. He wasn't a Jewish guy, or I guess, or someone that, practiced Judaism. He was Islam. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy because what you're saying is, yeah, they're outpopulating everybody.
You need a birth
Everywhere.
rate of 2.1. You need a birth rate of 2.1. If you fall below 2.1, and I believe if it goes to 1.7, it's irreversible. If it drops
Well,
below,
I think we're at that point now.
I don't know. Let me look.
Especially, I would probably say that in parts of Europe, South America, Australia, and like Finland and all those places in Denmark, they probably have the lowest birth weight rates.
You know what's
And
funny?
which one is the Korea, the one where the 4B movement started? Is it south or north? I can't remember which
I
one.
thought that was south, I think.
Well, their
I'm not sure.
population is collapsing because of marriage and all that stuff, and the same thing's going on in Japan.
Here it is right here, people.
The same thing actually is going on in fucking China, dude. I saw this video a couple weeks ago. I think I showed this to you guys, where it
Here it
said
is, 1.6 kids per woman.
Yep, 1.62 is what I got. Yep.
This is 2024 data right there.
Yep.
so we're below, right? It's
Yeah, oh,
irreversible.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I know. But anyways, the same thing's going on in China, where like they have these single meets.
China's at 1. China's at a 1.0.
Yeah.
South Korea's at a 0.72.
Yeah. Well, China had that problem where they would have like the places where guys and girls are supposed to meet, and 1,000 women would sign up, and there would be 0 guys showing up. And
Yeah.
then they just changed the marriage laws there to say that the wife can't take everything from the guy.
Yeah.
So like it's like if you're divorcing, you're going to take what's yours that you had before and divide fairly what you guys got together, and the same for the other person.
I bet you within 50 to 70 years. I mean, obviously you probably won't be around for that, but 50 to 70 years, Canada will be not an ally of ours.
They're not even our ally now.
Well, I'm talking they would be a threat to the United States.
I know.
They're at a 1.2. That's bad.
Mhm.
And they have a huge push for immigration. I don't know if you know this. I was up in Canada a couple of years ago, and I was talking to a guy in Vancouver and Victoria, and I was like, a couple guys and that work there, and they're like, yeah, it's horrible because they entice these people to come from like India and the Middle East and China and all that for work, for their workforce, to bolster up their workforce, right? So it's driven up housing and everything else because they don't have enough houses. And so like they're paying way too much for these houses. He was telling me my house in Vancouver, which was a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 1,200 and some square foot, would go for over $1.5 million. And I didn't believe him, and I started looking up their real estate. He was absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And no yard. I have a yard. It's crazy what they're doing. They're flooding their own culture out to boost up their fucking workforce because the Canadians don't want to work because they're not making enough.
Yeah,
and their healthcare sucks.
Well, I mean, because of what is the going political party's way of operation there?
Yeah.
Probably communism, right?
Yep.
So what do you expect? It boggles my mind, the people that actually think that communism is actually a good thing. It's good on paper. It ain't good in fucking real life. Because someone still has the power and they can make everyone else do it because they took away the weapons so you can't defend yourself against a tyrant. And it's going to take these people, they're not going to fucking learn, man. They will not learn.
Nope.
They don't learn. And it's so stupid. What's actually going on is so stupid. But then it's like, well, I understand why all of it is actually going on now.
Well, and getting back to that and the whole Ghislaine Maxwell thing, like people won't draw a line to that, but I do, because some of that, some of the stuff she did with Epstein and all that, and those guys, that's welcomed in other countries. It's weird, and it's okay to do. In the Middle East, it's okay to sleep with a little boy, not a woman, and so women are for procreation, boys are for fun.
That's so weird, man.
That's their mentality. That's why they have those parties where it's a bunch of grown ass men and young boys dancing. It's fucking weird. It sexualizes them. And that's when you start looking at the world today versus back in the 80s, it's different and it's changing. And you know, I'm not a religious person. You are, obviously. I'm not.
I'm not
But-
really religious. It's
but-
more of like faith
Well-
in a relationship. It's not like I don't follow the stuff that all the other people follow.
But what I'm saying
Know what
is
I
you
mean?
actually believe in a God and Jesus and
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
believe
don't,
that
you know.
he is God.
So-
I believe that Jesus Christ is God. Yeah. Yeah.
When I look at things differently than you look at them, because you look at them more of a biblical you know, version, and I look at things as
Yeah.
more of an analytical because I've actually studied the different religions
Well,
together.
I've studied them all too.
You know, and but I have a different perspective because I don't necessarily believe in it. So
Yeah, you don't believe in anything. So
right. So, and the reason why I studied that stuff was to understand my enemy and to know what drives them and what they're willing to do and how far they're willing to go. So when I look at that kind of stuff, I look at the world today, and I was alive in the 80s. I know how the 80s were. Yeah, you had the pedophiles, the chomos, you know, and stuff like that, but it wasn't near as bad
as
as
it is
it is
now,
today.
it's fucking crazy how bad it is. Like it's nuts.
You used to have, it used to be a family member, you know, normally an uncle and a little girl, or an uncle and a little boy, typically. Now it's this international fucking ring, and kids are being shuffled all over the world. I mean, it's
But what's
so
even
fucking
crazier is how much of this crap is going on in fucking schools.
Schools,
Like the female
and I
teachers
hate
with
to
the
say it,
boys.
I hate
you
to
know,
say it,
like,
I can guarantee you, churches, mosques,
oh yeah,
synagogues, all these fucking places, I can guarantee you there has been a funnel of them through those, all of them. Not gonna
especially
say one
Catholic.
religion.
Especially Catholic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It's
And that's
sickening,
why-
dude. It's fucking sickening, and it's like I think that's what's holding them back from being completely fucking held accountable.
And that's the thing. If we let her out, right? We just acknowledged, yes, you did do this, and that your punishment is going to be nowhere near what it should be. And I still think if we let her out, even if she gives us all the information won't be released, and there won't be action taken on a lot of it, because if we start crumbling governments because of this, then I think that's where World War III starts. I don't think it's this Russia bullshit, which moving two boomers into position because of a former president of Russia making a tweet and a threat against the United States, who is friends with Putin. That's a big issue I have, but at the same time, I think that if we crumble governments, it's going to be way worse, all because of this. But then again, some of these governments aren't going to crumble; they're just going to get strong, and the ones that we need are going to crumble, and we won't have them, and then they'll get taken over. That's my opinion. You know, we're going to lose allies, and Iraq or Saudi Arabia, they're not going to fucking get rid of their prince over it. You know, their ruling government, they're not going to get rid of them. But if the UK finds out that, you know, the king, when he was younger, went there and something happened, he's going to get removed. And I know he doesn't just run the whole country. I get that they have a parliament, but how many of those
There's a guy.
how many of those parliament members have been to that fucking island too? So now you're destroying the head of the country, the face of the country, and the parliament that is running that government.
Now imagine you do that and you find out what these idiots voted for and who bought them off.
I know.
And how much betrayal will be because they just did it for the money. It's crazy. Like there's another guy, dude. I saw this guy on Now You See TV, and I forget his name, but he said that he thinks that King Charles is the Antichrist and that he runs the whole world, and he's been running the whole world since 1969.
I don't know about that.
No, I don't know about that. And he said he did a breakdown of the guy's coat of arms, the
Yeah.
red dragon and all that other stuff, and the green god guy that's in there, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Or it's just, or he may not be anybody, but he's
He could
up
be a
there.
part of it, you
He's
know?
he's up there making this stuff happen on the world stage,
What is that
so to
group
speak.
that meets up in Northern California
Oh,
secretly?
Bohemian Grove.
It's like their own secured compound. They meet there
Yeah,
like once or
it's
twice a year.
Alex Jones exposed it, right?
They're part of
Yeah.
Illuminati. They're part of Illuminati.
It's
Yeah.
Bohemian Grove or something like that.
I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think places like that definitely have a handle on what's going on in the world.
Oh,
and
yeah.
ties hands of countries and nations, um,
Yes, sir.
and controls everything from behind. And they can kind of anticipate how we're going to react, because that's another thing is the governments, all governments have tried to study humans and try to figure out how they react to certain things through testing. And they already know the outcome before they even put everything in motion, because they know how we're going to react. And that's where they weren't prepared for the GWOT veterans, because we're pissed off that the wars went on that long, and our hands were tied. We couldn't just do a ROE of this is a bad guy, shoot him. That's war. We had to play hearts and minds, which I think is the worst possible thing you could ever do to a military. That is, you might as well just open the gates and walk out. That's, to me, is the worst thing. And I see like the way these heads of countries interact with each other, and I see what's going on in the world, and it's not good. It is. I have a feeling. I mean, it might not be in our lifetime, but it's coming, and this is the beginning of it.
I agree some of that aspect. Like, you're saying something's getting ready to happen, in other words, or it's
Yep.
being set up. I'm saying the same thing, but I'm saying it from my point of view. But you're saying it just from looking what's going on. Yeah, someone is orchestrating it though,
Absolutely.
and
And I
that
think-
someone that's orchestrating it thinks that he's going to win, and
It's not
Yeah.
just a he. I think it's multiple people that are orchestrating it.
well,
They all
yeah,
have their own role.
he's the leader of that group, and that group has a bunch of other people that work, but they also
It's-
fight each other too.
It's part of the wealthiest families in the world that comes from ancient times.
Yes.
Yep.
What it is.
But those two books, remember the Genesis 6 conspiracy? It talks
Yeah.
about that stuff. And it says these people that are, the so-called elites, they think they're related to the angels that had sex with the women, and they're long distance descendants of those people, of those angels and those women from before the flood. And they think because they are part of that and that gives them a divine right to rule over everyone else that's just like probably a normal human being like we are.
Yeah.
And that's what this all is fucking about. It's always these groups of people are orchestrating everything else, but someone's orchestrating them. That's what I'm saying. That the person that's orchestrating them, he has a council. And that council then goes and tells the others what to do, right?
Yeah.
And they're all these that's what's going on. And it's like one realm is influencing the other realm, and even you can see it, even though you don't believe in it. It's kind of amazing you can see that, because it's apparent to me that the things that are being pushed right now, especially the really stupid shit, it's being pushed to even handicap more people into being able to think and fucking see what's going on, dude.
Yeah. And
You know
that's the
what I
thing
mean?
is it's all the cup game. I always tell people it's like a cup game. On the street of New York or Chicago or LA, it doesn't matter where you're at. There's always somebody with the cup game. They got the 3 cups lined up on the table, and they got the one little piece of candy under it or a quarter or whatever, and they move that cup and they see if you can pick it. You never can, because guess what? They anticipate it. They anticipate your reaction to it. They know what you're going to do. So therefore, they have all of this laid out, and it's in phases. And if you look at the phases, Donald Trump, I hate to say it, has kind of broke that trend, and they're really fucking upset about it right now. And because he put a wrench in their progress of what they're doing. Now they have to kind of like back off and kind of go a different route now. And anytime you change your mission, right, you always have to think about ahead of time what's going to happen, right? You have to anticipate what your enemy is going to do. Hence why I studied my enemy's religion. And anytime you have to scrap a mission or do an alternate route or whatever, you've now exponentially increased your danger, right? So this route is typically 95% of the time it's safe. This route, on the other hand, is only 75% of the time safe, and that's your backup route, because you really don't want to take the least secured route for the first shot, right? You want to go the most secure. And if you got to scrap that one and go to this one, now your backup to that route is going to be, call it 45% safe. So that's where they are worried about losing that control of what's going on in the world. What were you going to say, Gilly?
Speaking of Trump, call people out. I got one on that.
Discussing Indian blood. We're going to judge people by whether they have Indian blood, whether they're qualified to run a gaming casino or not?
That probably is me, absolutely. Because I tell you what, if you look at some of the reservations that you've approved, you, sir, in your great wisdom have approved, I will tell you right now, they don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians, and a lot of people are laughing at it, and you're telling how tough it is, how rough it is to get approved. When you go up to Connecticut and you look, now, they don't look like Indians to me, sir.
Is this you?
But speaking, that's what I'm getting at. He's been bucking them since the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
Call him out on bullshit since he's for a very long time. That's why I want to bring that up. I was like, perfect time for this.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I don't agree with everything he says or does or whatever, but I do agree with a lot. And I mean, I think he literally put a wrench in everybody's fucking plans. And that's why Iran is pushing to get him killed. I mean, they're saying it's because he killed the general. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Did you see the thing that the Rothschild said he's trying to destroy the New World Order?
Yeah.
That's the one world government I'm talking about. Now, I used to not think what religion right now wants everybody under their religion? There's three of them.
Well, what's the big one?
The big ones are
Muslim.
Islam, Christianity, and then Judaism.
Well, the Muslims see,
but you also forget on the
Jews aren't going around killing people because they're not Jewish.
Yeah, I know.
And Christians aren't doing that either.
Nope,
not right now. I mean, they have in the past, but they're not doing that right now. They're not doing it in the name of their religion.
Yep.
Whereas they are trying to set up a caliphate, a one world order of religion. They believe. And this is crazy. They believe the same thing as Christians, right? They believe Jesus Christ is going to come back to earth and declare Muslim the religion of the world. That's what they believe.
I know.
But they believe in Jesus. They believe in Mary. They believe
he is a prophet and the son of God.
Yes. And that he's going to come back and declare the religion of the world is Muslim. And
but there's another thing. It has to do with somebody's daughters.
Are you talking about the apostles?
No, it's in Islam. I forgot what it was.
Because they have different apostles too, between Shia and Sunni even.
Yeah, I know they divided in two sects. I know that. I think there's a third sect too.
Well, there is. There's Wahhabi. There's Wahhabi. There's more than 3 sects of Islam, but Wahhabi is the strictest of the strict. They can't see their wives naked. They when they go to procreate, they have to lay a sheet over their wife and cut a hole out and have sex through that.
Just like the Amish.
They're not allowed to have a TV in their house. The only thing they're allowed to listen to on the radio is the Quran. They are the strictest of the strictest. They have their pant legs cut higher up so they can never touch the ground. Their beards are shaved differently. They have different tattoos on their hands and their body. They do different things, different rituals, and their prayers are different and longer. It's different. It's crazy. But when you look at this, they are the ones that are pushing for a one world religion. Or one religion world. Sorry, I said that backwards. But that is their goal. Their goal is to get as many and wipe out and declare takfir, to deliver the unbeliever, is what takfir means. You know, the word assassin comes from Muslim. They were the first assassins. They would attack from within, which is what they're doing by getting their birth rate higher than ours. It's not a military type attack, but it is an attack on a culture.
It's a Trojan horse.
Absolutely.
And they're in our government too, in DC, with that stupid bitch from Somalia from Minnesota.
And now
They're their brother too, I think.
Yeah.
Now look at it this way. They are now not only going after our federal government, but they're going after local governments as mayors. Yep. They're going after, because if they can take over a city, they can assimilate those people in that city, and then it spreads out farther into the state government, and then the federal government. That's what they're looking at.
Yeah.
People are missing it. And all these fucking socialists and Muslims and everything coming out, I'm telling you, there is something going on.
The thing is, it's like even them, when you get down to their core beliefs, they'll disagree with each other and war with each other too. And the same with communists and all of them. They will war with each other. It just, I don't know. But yeah, something's being orchestrated. And, you know, it's being orchestrated in a lot of different ways, on a military level, on the, you know, national level kind of thing, down to the
state level, local level, with the counties and all that, mayors and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's trickling down.
Yep.
So
just like that fucking guy that run for New York mayor, right? He wants to do fucking communist fucking bullshit. You know?
What's weird, dude, is like if people wised up and they moved out of California and all those places, they better bring that stupid shit that caused them to move out of there. What happens to those places? Say like they just like we're leaving New York City. We're leaving LA. We're leaving San Diego. We're leaving all of this. All that land for grabs and farms to control the food and to control the population.
But some of those people that move from those states, right, to other states, some of them still vote the same way. Some of them don't, too. You know, I know for a fact, like, I've known a couple couples that here in mid-Missouri, right, and the rural areas. They don't vote the same way since they moved from California. We're like, that's fucking stupid. But you got the ones that moved to Kansas City to St. Louis, right? They still vote the same way. That's where the problem lies. You know.
I know. I don't know how they think that stuff is actually good.
Yep.
I guess I was taught differently in school.
We all was.
You know, and now they think it's okay. And I'm like, no, you guys, this is going to cost this.
Yeah. It's all about getting free shit, right? That's what a lot of it is.
You know what it is? It's a rebellion of the 6 days you shall work and 1 day you will rest.
Yep.
They don't even want to work at all. And they just want to get whatever they want because they don't want to do it by the sweat of their brow. You know, or sweat of the brow and, you know, the blood and guts that it takes to work hard or farm, whatever, right? And that's part of it. It's part of that rebellion.
Yep.
And then in that case, it's also disobeying like one of the 10 commandments because, you know,
And some of our,
Remember the
and
sound
some
of
parents,
being holy.
well, and
Yeah.
some parents from our generation, right? They have allowed that to happen with schools and all that bullshit, too. Instead of speaking up like our parents' generation did when it came to schools and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
You know? That's like River School. Some of those fucking teachers don't like dealing with me. Because I'm not that young fucking parent that believes in all this bullshit. No. Right is right. Wrong is fucking wrong. Plain and simple.
I remember, dude, I was at a parent teacher conference and there were other parents there, and there was a chick that had like the colored hair and the piercings and the tattoos, and she was with her kid. And, I was like, oh God, I'm going to deal with one of these. I can't wait to confront them and tell them how stupid they are if they want to go down that route. And I said, yeah, I was telling them about like future plans for my kids. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell them not to get a degree that's fucking useless.
Yeah, exactly.
Sociology or any of those fucking stupid fucking jobs.
Yep.
It's funny, you study sociology, right? You study the way the societies work.
Yep.
You think you'd put stuff out that would make society better instead of saying, just keep doing what you want, and these people here are bad and don't listen to them. They're bad. And it's like, you gotta, like, if they continue this, I'm not going to take any of those fucking fields serious. Hell no.
That's like when River was in grade school, kindergarten, right? Now he's still in grade school, but like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they had fucking field day, right? Like we did back in the day, right? At the end of school, area, like in May. You're like, I said, well, everybody's wondering. And I say this, I said, no, you're not. You got winners, you got fucking losers when it comes to field day sports. Plain and simple. I said, not everybody gets a fucking trophy or a ribbon. You need to earn that shit to get that.
Yeah, people don't want to earn it. They just want fucking free handouts now.
Yeah. And I got some looks from other parents. I looked at them, I said, what? Say something. And these are these fucking young fucking parents in their 20s and all that. And I'm sitting there in my early 40s, when I said that shit.
And they're in their 40s too?
No, they were in their 20s.
Oh, they're 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know real life.
No.
It amazes me that some of the people in the military serve in the military, see what's going on in the world, and still act stupid and still vote a certain way. And then like complain about why things are fucking fucked up. It's like
that's like one time River, they actually caught the kid bullying River, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, River. I said, make sure you tell the teacher. He said, well, if that don't work, I said, did you whip his fucking ass? And he did too. I said, you know what? I said, I called out the teacher. I had a meeting with the principal, superintendent, all the teachers that he was with.
Mm-hmm.
I called out this one teacher. I said, he wouldn't have told you at fucking lunch, and you didn't do a fucking thing. So I told him he's got my permission to whip that kid's ass. I said, that's how you end bullying in school right there. You hit a bully in the fucking mouth, the motherfucker won't fuck with you ever again. They didn't like that. I said, no. I said, I will take him out of this fucking school if I have to. I said, I'll put him in fucking church school if I have to. No, because he has an IEP, right? Guess how much Missouri gives him for that IEP?
Much.
$25,000 per student. I said, no, you are going to fucking, if he comes to you and tell you someone's picking on him, then you better do it or he's going to handle it himself. Right there.
Yeah, I agree.
And after that,
I agree.
they started listening to him after that. I didn't go that many cussing. I did it very professionally too.
See,
I have a mom with me just in case I really got worked up. Even my mom goes, she's, I'm surprised you didn't cuss. I said, Mom, I can have a professional when I have to be. All stuff.
I'll just come in there with a chief hat on and be like, that means I cuss a lot.
I had one of them, they were like, well, you was military, wasn't you? I said, yeah, I was. And one goes, oh, that explains it. I said, yeah, I don't put no fucking nonsense when it comes to shit.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I said, schools are for learning, period. And that's it.
Well, now they're not. Now they're like indoctrination centers, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find when they became indoctrination centers.
Yep.
Like, did I graduate and then it started becoming that way?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, Rocky. Our fucking generation as parents, not all the parents, but the majority of them, allow that shit to happen too.
The boomers.
No, our generation did.
Oh, Gen X, yeah, Gen X idiots.
Gen X did, not the boomers. Our generation did. You know,
And it might be Gen X's fault then.
it is. It really is, because as it's all about that
But
soft parenting bullshit,
a
right?
lot of the society problems started in the 60s.
Yes, it did. But
After the civil rights got passed, right?
Yeah.
Then the birth control pill came out.
Yeah.
And then no fault divorce. So you got like 1964 civil rights, 1965 the
Yeah.
birth control pill, 1969 no fault divorce, and then an explosion of feminism. I don't know what wave it is. It doesn't fucking matter.
but like
Same shit.
like our parents' generation, not everybody followed that either.
No, some of them didn't, and some of them do.
But what I'm saying is, our generation allowed that shit to really happen in schools. And
Yeah.
not speaking their voice. Like, I know my parents were very vocal with the school sometimes when they had to be. A lot of parents was.
Yeah, like like we didn't have those problems. Like, like
No.
when I was playing sports, no one got a trophy just for fucking participating.
Yeah. You had to earn that
I
motherfucker.
left and went in the Navy in 1997. And I think the next time I saw kids playing, like baseball and all that shit, which was when Heidi and I first met, and then, Andrew playing baseball and shit like that. That's when the trophy and all that other crap started happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I was like, this is, I asked someone, I can't remember. And, I don't think the way I think now, but I thought a little bit like I think right now, I was like, how does that teach anyone to be better and do their best if everyone gets an award at the end? They all get the same thing, whether they take first place or last place. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no incentive to do better. There's no push for being great or doing great or any of that stuff. And that's basically like killing the spirit, killing someone's spirit, making everything fucking pointless. And that's what all this stupid crap does. It makes everything fucking pointless.
Well, it's like when I coach soccer and I coach t-ball, right? With Rivers teams, my kids at soccer, they were fucking animals. They were vicious on that fucking field. We couldn't keep score, right? But we kept fucking score. I had one coach like, your kids are too aggressive. I said, that's the way it's supposed to be done right there. Kids need to win. Plain and simple. Well, I'm going to go tell the YMCA director. I said, go ahead. I said, she ain't going to say a word to me about it. And she didn't either. And the Y director said, you know what? He's the one coach out here teaching these kids that not everybody is going to win. You're going to lose. It's stuff like T-ball. Same way. I've had parents come up to me, like when Rivers started playing Little League.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, how come you ain't coaching? I said, I'm getting over. I said, my vertigo for one won't allow me, to be the head coach. All that. Because it ain't fair to kids if I can't be there. If I'm the head coach. Plain simple. They're like, you had the best, most disciplined fucking T-ball teams out there. I said, yeah, I did. I said, because that's how you're supposed to teach them. You're supposed to teach them, work with their fundamentals, get them ready for that next level, whether it be pitch machine or kid pitch, Little League. You got to get it right there. And they fucking, I told the fucking director of the Y, because she was our age. I said, this T-ball shit's fucking stupid. With your fucking rules of everybody bass and inning, I said, that's fucking stupid. I said, T-ball, when I played, we had outs, we had runs, all that. I said, because if you don't do it like that, then those kids, when they move up to the next fucking level, whether it be pitch machine or fucking Little League kid pitch, they're going to be lost.
Yeah, they're not going to understand the circumstances of getting grounded out.
Yeah.
Or,
Or
you know,
flying out or striking
flying
out.
out or striking out
Yeah.
or anything like that, or being walked or making a hit or RBI,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Exactly.
Like everything has a meaning, and you got to have
Yeah.
like a sense of care and urgency to do your best to win. You know, and then it's so funny because the same people that complain about, you know, people trying to compete and do better and want
Yeah.
fairness also say they hate capitalism, but they'll watch baseball, football, soccer, hockey,
Yep.
you know, all that crap, and have a favorite team and not understand that they're falling in the capitalist thing, whether they have a Samsung phone, a Google phone, or an Apple phone, or whatever fucking phone is from a huge company, you know, and you have it through a huge company carrier that uses the phone to make money. It's all capitalism, you idiots. It's all that.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
it's
it's like
like
every
Amazon. Amazon is
Yeah.
capitalism, almost at its possible peak. You know what I mean? And then you oh my God, like
well,
seriously.
that's like what I cut what I before before the first practice got started, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, I held a meeting the day before, right? With the parents, all that, all that shit.
Uh-huh.
I said, look, I ain't one of these parents that's gonna take it easy on your kids. I said, they are gonna listen to me. If they don't listen, they don't play. Play it simple. If they want to act up, they will not play. I will let them set the whole game, watch some other kids play.
Yeah, I mean, actions have consequences.
And the first practice, right? River acted up. I said, you set your ass down. I said, you set your ass down right there. You watch other kids play. He didn't like that. And I said, now I looked at all the kids. I said, look, y'all know he's my son. I said, I'm going to treat y'all the same way I treat him. I said, he don't get no special favor from me. Plain simple. I said, you act up. I said, I will run you. I don't care if it's the whole practice. And those kids after that, they didn't act up. They did a couple times, but I ran them too. I'd run them. I said, okay. They were nice and tired. I said, okay, come over here. Let's see how you're going to beat out. You going to listen? Yeah. And I said, excuse me? Yes, sir. I said, that's more like it right there. But also the kids' parents that I had on the team, they were our age. So they were tough like how we was. You know, except for one fucking woman on last year I coached T-ball, you know, because I always had a rule. This wasn't the wise rule. This is my rule. Parents are not on the fucking field with the kids. The coaches are. Plain and simple. You know, get up and, you know, teach them in T-ball, right? Hey, no, get over here, right? And I said, for the meeting, I said, this is how it's going to be. And that one parent did not show up to the meeting I had. Well, we're awful busy. I said, I don't care. But then last game of the year, well, her son didn't want to go out there unless her husband was with him or she was with him. I said, no, that ain't happening. Because first she started arguing with my wife at the time. And my wife goes, come here, take care of this. I was okay. I was very nice. She goes, well, I said, no, you're not. I said, that's my role. This ain't the wise role. I said, no, this is my role. If you got a problem with it, you go talk to the fucking director. Plain and simple. I said, I guarantee it, she's going to tell you, no, you're not going to be on there if he don't want you to be. I said, your kid come out there, he can stand next, you know, in this area, and I'll be right there. I said, if he don't want to do that, I said, then he can watch the other kids play. End of story. And she just, I didn't care. You know, fucking, people are fucking stupid. You know, no.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I'm not going to give kids special fucking treatment, you know, because you got to have discipline. You got to be strict. You got to have fucking structure.
Did you notice this hat, dude? I think I had this hat made when I was still stationed on the Fife.
Oh, nice.
In like 2001. And I still have it. Like I have a newer, updated model, but like this is the hat that I had when I met Heidi.
Yep.
The blue, I probably wore the blue one a lot more, but I think it got ruined. Yeah. Oh, you're muted. Wait, you were done.
Oh, I know I was muted. I was asking River what he was doing. He was awful quiet.
Oh, seeing if he's being bad.
Oh. He really tested my patience the other fucking day. Fucking Friday. Yep. He figured out the password on the PlayStation to fucking buy stuff
Oh no.
for games.
Mm.
And he spent $121 on Call of Duty stuff and Fortnite stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Because I got a text message alert through the bank for potential fraud, right? And I went to the bank account, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, like multiple ones, right? It just wasn't $121 at one time. It's like $4.99, $39.99, $8.99, right? So I went, River. I said, River, did you actually buy something on here? No. I said, okay, so I reported as fraud, right? And so they shut the card down. And then I said, no, what? I said, it's kind of fun how this is just happened at night. It hasn't happened at all, right? So I went back down there. Did you do it? No. I said, then how'd you get that Stan Smith character on Call of Duty? You know, from American Dad? Then he told me. I was like, so I had to call the bank back. I said, no, it wasn't fraud. He just lied to me. You know, but yesterday, I made him, he still not worked that off yet. He cleaned the house, whole house. You know, he still got some other stuff to do too. And then on top of that, right, his goddamn phone, the one he shot with a BB gun or accidentally shot with a BB gun, the one had that perfect. Remember that hole in the middle of his iPhone, right, on the screen? You might not have seen it.
I might not have seen it, bro.
Well, it's been like that for months. Because when it happened, his mom brought him over here. You know, I said, River, I ain't fixing this fucking phone. I said, you're gonna deal with it until it fucking shuts down. Guess what it did? Everything else you could hear Siri, right? But you couldn't see nothing, right? I said, where's your other fucking phone at? Your old phone, your Google. He goes, well, it's in here. I said, well, so yesterday, that's what I did is get that motherfucker fucking set up with an eSIM card from US Cellular. I was like, well, if I'm gonna do this, since I already had the phones paid off, right? I said, I might as well just fucking go back to my Google phone, right? So that way, I can track his ass. And it's very hard when one has an Android and one has an Apple, you know, to see their location and all that.
Yeah, so I can't FaceTime you after that, bro.
Actually, you can. You got to download Google Meets. Yes, you can, because I've done that with Brett. With Thumper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe I'll remind me afterwards and I'll download it.
Good stuff. But I will say the family link, right? Okay. See, I can lock his phone automatically from that. And if he loses it, I can play a sound on it.
That's cool.
I just did it. River goes, hey! But the family link on Androids is 10 times better than anything Apple has. I'm telling you. You know.
Yep.
Just stuff. So that was fucking
Google.
So it wasn't just fucking Zeus yet Friday to get my fucking tacos, right?
Huh?
It was fucking River was fucking spending $121 on PlayStation shit, plus Zeus shit, plus the fucking phone shit. I was like, what else could go fucking wrong this week?
Don't ask that question because something else will happen, dude.
How much did River spend?
$121.
Oh fuck.
That reminds me of that. Do you guys remember seeing that video? It was like in China or something like that. Yeah. This kid bought like all these video games and drained the parents' bank account, and they found out at a restaurant when they were trying to pay for food, and they beat the crap out of them.
I mean, you should.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I like a hawk when it comes to bank accounts, right?
Yeah.
I am. So I was like, I haven't spent anything, so I didn't need to check it, right? And stuff, but no, he's still working it off. He's still working that off right there. You know, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Call of Duty, Fortnite, you know. But if he would never bought the Stan Smith character for Call of Duty, I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Man. Oh, dude, you're frozen. Jay.
Did he freeze?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. That means it's gonna stop.
Okay, well, we'll just prepare to get back on then.
Let's see here.
Are you texting him right now? Because I'm about to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him.
Okay. Well, while you're texting him, I'll talk about something.
No, it just. Oh, there he is.
What happened, bro? You lost
I don't
signal?
know. It just fucking shut down.
Huh.
We're still live, so
Well, it stopped recording and then it started recording again.
Yeah. So I'm seeing if something
I mean,
happened.
we're still live on YouTube.
Yeah, we're still live. It stays live for some reason, but the recording stops.
What the fuck? That's fucked up, man.
Well, you know what? It looks like it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay now, but I guess we pissed off the wrong fucking agency, probably.
I wonder what I said that made somebody mad this time. I wonder. What did I say? Was I too obvious? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, it's just some of the stuff that we're talking about, man. It's current and it's ongoing every day, and it's something that we all kind of see going on. It's crazy. If we see it, how many other people see it?
Yeah.
Or are there just a few people that see it? You know?
Yep.
I don't know. It's
Because
like the song.
it's so weird.
It's like the Aaron Lewis song, Am I the Only One? It makes you wonder, like, how the hell do you not see what I see? I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's just like some sinister fucking shit going on, man. Sinister.
Yep. Oh, speaking of pizza that Thumper did on Friday,
That pizza looked pretty good, dude. I gotta admit, man.
Lowe's now is carrying an electric oven that reaches 750 degrees in the oven right now.
Who's carrying it?
Lowe's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I seen this earlier on Pizzaholics.
Huh.
You know, I was like, damn,
What brand is it?
Frigidaire.
Huh.
I don't know if it's at every Lowe's, but you know, but I was like, damn.
Yeah, but I mean, you got an air fryer in yours. You could air fry the pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
I got the double oven. I don't need that because I actually got a pizza oven for outside. I just haven't used it yet. Because I could hook up gas to it or use pellets with it, right?
yeah.
You know, which I'm going to, but I still got to put together the fucking table for it. I haven't done that yet either. And I can rotate the motherfucker. I can rotate the pizza stone too. That's why I wanted it.
Yeah.
If I could rotate it, and instead we do it with the peel, right? Motherfucker automatically rotates.
That'd be nice.
But speaking of military equipment, Brett, when you was overseas, did you ever have to ride on any dirt bikes?
So I did ride on one, but not for like a mission or anything.
Check
But
this
on
out.
base. On
Check
base.
these run on JP8.
Does this U.S. Marine Corps motorcycle refuse to drink gasoline?
Y'all see it?
Marine Staff Sergeant Rodriguez was stationed in Afghanistan when a mysterious shipment arrived at his base. Inside were brand new motorcycles with a warning label that made no sense. JP8 only, no gasoline. Rodriguez thought it was a mistake. Who puts jet fuel in a motorcycle? But when he tried regular gas, the bike wouldn't start. Turns out the Marines were hiding a deadly secret. Troops were getting killed because of fuel confusion in combat zones. Soldiers would grab the wrong fuel type, leaving vehicles stranded under enemy fire. The military's solution was absolutely crazy: force everything to run on JP8 jet fuel. They rebuilt a Kawasaki dirt bike with a custom diesel engine that could only burn the same fuel as F-18 fighters and Apache helicopters. Rodriguez was amazed when he realized his motorcycle could refuel from any aircraft or tank in the field. But here's the crazy part. This jet-fueled bike got 96 miles per gallon and could travel over 500 miles non-stop. Only 440 were ever made before the program was mysteriously canceled. Why does this Green Corps motorcycle refuel?
But what a lot of people don't realize, jet fuel is diesel fuel.
It's diesel, yeah. It's just purified differently.
Yeah.
And
And that's how
JP5 and JP5 and JP4 and JP8, that it's just a different flashpoint. JP4
Yeah.
is super low. Low. JP5 is kind of in the middle, and JP8 is just a dirtier fuel.
Yeah. See, JP5 on the ships, flashpoint, I know for a fact, you do too, because we both worked oil labs, just on 2 different ships, 140, 150, maybe, around there.
Yeah, and ideally it's 145.
Yeah.
JP4,
But 140 is acceptable.
I think JP4.
It's like
remember. It's really low.
It's like 90 or something like that.
Hang on. JP4 flashpoint.
That's the. But I see that's. I was like, when I see that's like, yeah, diesel motors can run all that shit because it's diesel fuel. That's all it is.
Nope, I was right. It's -9 degrees to 34 degrees Fahrenheit.
JP4 is.
Yep, it's super
Holy
low.
shit.
Like I said, it's really low. It's
That's
like
fucking lower than gasoline.
The flashpoint is super.
Holy shit.
That's a super volatile fucking fuel.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, we didn't fuck with that EDJ before on the boats. We didn't.
No.
I don't know if the carriers. I know the carriers have JP5, but I don't know if they have JP8.
With all the jets, I think they would have the JP8, and that's what most of the unreps and conreps were for, dude.
Well,
that stuff, they were like,
JP8.
dude, they were transferring like
JP5 will work in that too because it's the same fucking engines, the helos and all that was JP5.
Yeah, I would see the reports, and it would be like an unbelievable amount of gallons.
Yeah.
And they would get it done pretty quick, right? And then, I had my guys in security set up in the hangar bay because they would put mailboxes for all the departments. Like they had these big fucking boxes on pallets. They would put, like security or, S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, and all of that stuff. And so they would have mail handlers that would grab all the mail and put it in those boxes and then take it down to security and distribute all the mail to my people.
Yeah, get that on unreps and all that shit.
Yeah. But like,
or was it Desert Duck?
Yeah.
In the Middle East? Come on now.
Desert Duck. Helicopter.
Yeah.
What was crazy though was like when they would do that thing, I would arm up, just like my guys that would arm up every day, right? As security. And they never had a chief do that before. Not once. Not once. And then what would happen is I'd go up there and I'd see how everyone's doing, and I ask them like, "What's your 5th general order?" and all that other fucking bullshit, because I can't knock them on uniform because we're not wearing the traditional Navy uniform.
Yep.
But, I could talk to them about that or see what's going on with them and be like, "Hey, do you need to go make a head call or do you need to go eat lunch or whatever?" They're like, "Yeah, chief." And I was like, "Okay, I'll stay here for you. You go do that and come back." They're like, "Thanks, chief." And like little things like that change the whole morale of that department.
Well, because most chiefs are sitting their fat asses in the fucking chief's mess.
No, I mean, and I did that stuff in a command prior to that too. When I made chief at Seal Beach the second time I was there in 14.
But I'm saying
my guys would have to I was the training chief, right? I was in harbor. I was supposed to be a harbor, right? Just a coxswain. Because I was like, I'm retiring. I'm getting out as a first. I made chief. Well, the fucking SECO found out I knew about anti-terrorism and training, and I had all these qualifications. Like, okay, well, you're going to get me PQS going. And we have a PQS system that's going and operating and all that. I talked about it before, but fuck, what was I saying? At that time, I was doing my work and everything, and I was talking to sailors, and I had other chiefs that were in the security department, but taking over different divisions. I was still the only chief as a training chief that would arm up with a gun and everything like that. And I'd stand 12 hours of watch to let like the people going for third class, second class, and first class get rest so they could take that fucking test.
You don't need rest taking fucking tests. Just tell them to go out and get drunk the night before.
Well,
Get
they
it all
had,
fucked up.
I never studied nothing.
they had
I never did either.
Well, in security, we had 12 on, 12 off, right? So they would come at like maybe like 5 to 5, 05 to 1700 and 1700 to 0500. So they would have 12-hour shifts. So they couldn't stay up all night and all of that stuff because they need that rest before they take the test because they can't stay up all night and do that crap. It
That's
doesn't.
because
Yeah,
they
we
ain't
did.
fucking. That's because they ain't fucking snipes. Come on now. They're
Yeah.
fucking topsiders.
That's what I
Come on
did.
now.
That's what I did. So like, me helping out the guys below me was never a fucking problem. Because that's what I wanted a chief to do for me.
Well, our chiefs did.
Yeah. So I mean, we had good chiefs, but somewhere along the line, some of them started to really suck. Especially after September 11th, dude.
Yeah.
Like, cause I was a fucking second class when that shit happened.
But even when we was first got in, you still had some chiefs that didn't give a fuck about their people either. Especially since when they made chief, they're like, fuck it. Let the first classes handle it. Let the second classes, let the third class handle it. Fuck this shit. Now, unless something really happens, then they got to get involved.
Yeah, I kind of like that though. They would come
Yeah.
around and see if everything's going all right, but they'd let the people run their work centers and their divisions.
That's why I said most chiefs, they sit their fat asses in the fucking chief's mess, drinking coffee all fucking day. And most of them are fat too. Especially the ones they're short timers. A lot of them are short timers, so they make it later in their career. They're like, fuck it, I'm almost out.
Well, you still got to meet a certain body fat percentage to get pinned and everything.
Shit, not back in the day, you didn't.
Well, by the time I put on the anchors and all
Yeah.
that stuff, you had to be a certain. You could be overweight, right? But you had to have the neck and the waist measurement for a dude. I
Yep.
think it's the neck, the chest,
Neck.
and the waist for women, and then the hips. I think I forget.
It was
They
the
might
same. It
change
should be. It's neck, waist, and hips for women, I
Yep.
believe.
Okay, yeah, and neck and waist for men.
But you look how many chiefs on the fucking five had fucking bellies too.
A lot
Oh
of
yeah.
them. Yeah, that changed. That stuff started to change about 2005, I would say. Around 2005, I noticed that the PRT was becoming a big deal because they had that fucking meme of those army guys, Army Strong, and that dude was like in the fucking the ACUs, the ones before the cool multicam, right?
Yeah.
The ones that would get them picked off.
Yeah. The ACUs.
The ACUs, and it was like this huge dude. He was like buttons popping out, like he had a gun belt on, and it was hanging low, and like he just looked like he was 300, 400 pounds. He looked as big as the fucking tank they were driving and shit. So it was like that's when PRT became a big issue. That's where I remember it. But I think by that time, Gilly, you were already out, and you were still
Yeah, I was already out because
right?
even
Correct?
the last
You were
one I
the
took,
only one at that time.
the last one I had the PRT I took in 2004, it was a fucking joke. For the Navy. It was a
Mine
fucking
wasn't.
joke.
Dude, the last PRT I took in the Navy was fall 2018
I walked.
because
Put it this way.
all I had to do was a weigh-in for when I was on deployment. I had 2 PRTs that was supposed to be done on deployment. I was on deployment for them. And then guess what happened the next year?
What's funny?
The pandemic of bullshit, right? And so nobody would tape anybody because you had to be 6 feet fucking apart. So I did not take a PRT for like close to 3 years, dude.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I got fucking, they try to on Laboon, they try to put me on the Fat Boy program because they're like, "You're high at the weight." I said, "Take me, motherfucker. I've always been taped. You got to take me." And then they wouldn't take me. I said, "Oh, fuck you, motherfuckers. I ain't going to your fucking Fat Boy program I was still 175 pounds at that time. I said, "Oh, just to piss you motherfuckers off, I'm gonna show you how much of a joke this fucking run is." I walked that motherfucker. It still made better time than some of those motherfuckers jogging. You know, I'm like, fuck you,
Dude,
motherfucker.
I think I saw something today, and I think it was maybe X, and it had the Navy is trying to go to like a 3-mile run. And like
The run is pointless. The swim is where it's at for the PRT. It needs to be for the Navy, in my opinion, because you're going to be on the water.
Well,
Right, so,
yeah, but the Navy is also huge, bro.
Yeah, but
well,
you're
I
not
know,
running
but
that
still,
far.
Like if you're an MA, like I was on shore commands until they made me go to a ship.
yeah, but not every MA does time on shore do that long either.
No, they usually do about 3-year tours.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing.
Overseas, it may be a year and a half, or 2 years, depending on if you extend there, right? And then mainly it's 3 years, sometimes 4 years. It depends on your if you got an NEC and all that other shit.
So the Army, when I was in, we'd have to do like a 2-mile run,
Yeah.
push-ups and sit-ups, right? And then they changed it over to almost like a CrossFit. It's based off of your MOS of what you have to do. So if you're infantry, you're going to be more physical than somebody that does supply, you know? So theirs is going to be not as hard as yours because your job requires you to be more physically fit as an infantryman than a supply person. So they have different standards they have to hit.
It's not the same across the board.
It might be now, but they switched. I don't know if they switched back to the old way. Back when I was in, it was everybody had to do the 2-mile run. Everybody had to do push-ups. Everybody had to do sit-ups. Now they have different evolutions, or they did when they switched. They had different evolutions of like a body drag or a body carry for so far and so fast. Everything like it had to do with things you would do in your job. So an ammo person would be different than a supply person, and a supply person and an ammo person would be different than an infantry, or a combat engineer would be different. You know, it just depends on how physical your job is compared to everybody else.
That's kind of good, but then it's dangerous because at the end of the day, if the infantrymen fall, guess who's picking up the guns and fighting?
Well, it's just
all
like
those
being a
other
Marine.
people. Huh?
You're all infantry. You know,
Yeah,
your
basically.
MOS. It doesn't matter in the Army, dude. Just by crossing, from
I think
the
it's the
Navy,
same way in the Marine Corps too. You're infantry first.
Yeah.
You know?
Just by crossing from the Navy to the Army, I had 2 MOSs just handed to me. They just said, "Here, you're this MOS and you're this MOS. You have a primary and a secondary." Then I went to recruiting school and they said, "Okay, now you have this MOS. This is your primary, and you pick which one is your secondary." I'm like, "What?" One was a
What are the other
watercraft engineer,
MOSs?
watercraft engineer, and an ammunition specialist from the Navy as a snipe.
Now the water, I
Oil
can see
lab.
that because you got the
Oil lab.
boil water, feed water school. I can see that part.
Yeah.
Well, the watercraft engineer, because they have tugboats. The Army has a shit ton of tugboats.
Well, I know they do. When I was going for warrant officers, when they would say tanks are filled up, right? Well, we can make you the fucking chain on the ship. I was like, the hell you will.
Yep.
I said, I don't want to be on another ship if I'm going to Army. Fuck that.
It's a fucking tugboat.
I was
So
like, fuck
crazy,
you.
man. You were going to go in the Army.
Dude, I was going to go do the warrant officer program.
You know, I thought about doing that shit.
Just
I remember it was like 2006, man. I was in fucking Atsugi, Japan, first class, in a fucking section, standing watches and all that other crap. I was like, I could go and become a chief warrant officer or a warrant officer in the Army and get paid lots more money and maybe fly a helicopter. That might be fucking cool. Sometimes I wish.
that was one of the things they offered me. They said, well, you can do this for, be a helo pilot. I said, fuck you. I don't like heights. No, I want tanks. tanks. It's all what I want to do. Because I already had all the recommendations from the Army to do it. From certain, from tank people, and stuff. I was like, fuck this.
I wanted combat, and they put me as a fucking recruiter.
So what were it was watercraft,
watercraft engineer, ammunition specialist, and recruiter.
Yeah.
Engineer. And so what, you just move bullets around or deal with guns?
You're the one that, like, if you're in a unit, you handle all their ammunition, ordering it, storing it, making sure it's good to be used, issuing it out, like.
So
and
logistics.
it's everything from a 9mm bullet all the way up to rockets, missiles, whatever.
That sounds like that might be interesting, but also
grenades.
Really cool.
It's more warehouse almost, unless you're deployed. It's still warehouse, but then you do get to go out on missions and shit. But they wouldn't deploy me when I wanted to deploy, so that's why I only spent a year in the Army. I crossed back. I did a conditional release back to the Navy, and then was deployed within a year to Iraq.
But speaking of PRTs,
before you became a recruiter, right?
For the Navy, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't become a recruiter for the Navy until after it was 2010.
But speaking of PRTs, 5% of the body drag for the Army, that's something the Navy needs to do, especially fucking if you're on a boat, for firefighting.
Yeah.
You're going to be repair lockers. You need to be able to drag a body if you have to on ship. Because everybody's in a repair locker at one point.
Think about this. If you got to get somebody through a fucking hatch and you got zebra set.
Yep.
Getting them through that little ass hatch.
Yep.
Oh,
well, remember we had a DC-1 that couldn't get through the hatch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Was it Williams? DC-1 Williams?
No, Sanchez.
No, Sanchez.
Oh, Sanchez, yeah.
Williams.
But we also fucking had a radio bit too. Couldn't fit through the hatch. Boswell couldn't fit through the hatch with a fucking OBA on or the SCBA on.
I had trouble. Now. I was scrawny and I had trouble getting through with an OBA on though.
Yeah, it was tricky. It was fucking tricky.
The OBAs wasn't no fun.
You go to go fast up and it hits and it fucking yanks you down and you like almost hit your fucking head on the fucking edge.
Now, the OBAs wasn't no joke because it's right there on your chest. The SCBAs were a little bit easier to get through.
I never got to use one. Never.
We had them on the 5. They was on the 5 before I left. Yes, they was.
We never used them.
Yes, we did.
I never used one. I had OBAs. I had a seed. I had a seed. The what were they called in our racks? The ES emergency, the hoods.
Yeah.
The fucking what were those called?
Escape hood. Yeah.
But
I know for a fact we had SBAs because the last fucking firefighting school I went through, and we deal with the SCBAs on, and we had them on the ship too.
I never used one.
I never used one. I only used the OBAs.
Yeah.
Yes, you did, Rocky.
OBAs.
I know for a fact. I don't forget this shit on that.
I don't ever remember a fucking.
I don't remember wearing an SCBA, dude, like a scuba tank. I don't remember that.
Yes, we had them. Telling you, we had them on the 5 towards after 2000. It might have been 2000 we had them.
I don't remember that shit.
I do. Because I like those a hell lot better.
I might have been out of well.
No, you were still in fucking DC. You were still in our division.
No, but I might have been moved from Repair 2 to DC.
Here. I'm gonna text fucking Sprecher. He'll fucking know.
I'm telling you, I don't ever remember seeing them, and we never.
We had them.
Well, then other people used them, and I never did. I had the OBA. I had the seed, the ESS, whatever they were called. Fucking, what is the name of those fucking hoods?
The EBDs?
Thank you. Yes.
EBDs?
EEBD, yes.
Cool, you're cool. Pink, you stink.
Yeah. I don't know why I was saying ESS, whatever, but yeah, EEBD.
Because remember at one time in the engine rooms, like I remember Little Tate had it. He had like a little fucking bottle with air.
We always had the seeds. We always had those.
Seeds, yeah, the seeds. Like I remember the seeds and the EBDs.
Yeah.
We always had the seeds. We always did.
Yes. They got issued to you when you got on board as a engineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we didn't use it for what the purpose was supposed to be for.
No.
You're like, yeah, I don't know. It just lost all of its air. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Especially coming in fucking all hungover. On it. I'm gonna see a Sprecher, because Sprecher will remember it. You will know, most likely.
Same with those EEBDs. Be like,
It'd be fun if you could get them to come on.
It changed color, so I opened it. Be laying in my rack with an EEBD on.
Oh.
Yeah, because like when I got to Laboon, the East Coast already had them. They're like, well, you know how to use a SCBA? I said, well, yeah, we had them on the fucking 5. Come on now. You know?
Like, are you guys retarded? What? Of course.
I'm telling you, we had them on the 5 towards the very end.
When did you leave in 01? After September 11th?
After September 11th, yeah.
Before we went on that little deployment thing.
Yeah.
Because I got my.
I left. It was about a week after September 11th when I left to go see school.
Yeah, I got my ESWAS pin during that little time.
I left in September of 01, went home on leave. Then in October, that's when I started C school of 01.
What's funny is I was supposed to become a SEER instructor, but I stayed on the Fife instead like an idiot. to get my ESWAS pin of all things, right? And then
you should have done the SEER school.
And then I became an MA, you know, and then I met my wife, and then I did 24 years in the Navy. Oh my God, 24 years. It's a long fucking time, dude.
I did 14.
Actually, in the short time frame, it's really not.
Oh, dude, after doing that long, I still think like it was a different life. Like my life is completely different from what it was like when I was in the Navy. You know.
See, if I would have if I would have stayed at the power plant, you know, and didn't have to get medically retired, I would have over 20 years in right now at the power plant. I would have 9 years left to go for retirement, early retirement.
Yeah, I just think I gave up my last 6-year enlistment before retirement to go overseas as a contractor. I was on terminal leave when I got down to Baton Rouge and did my training down there for triple canopy. And the program.
Yeah, that'd be hard. You have 14 years in and leave. That would be hard right there.
It was, but the money that they were throwing at me, I was like, fuck. But my goal was to work it for several years and save up a bunch of money for retirement and not have to fucking work anymore.
Yep.
You know? But didn't happen.
Well, it never works out like you want to.
Nope.
Oh, I know. I know about that.
Well, Rocky, just be glad you got that chief. You made chief, and you got that chief retirement.
Yeah, I know. It was fucking.
That's a lot better than a fucking first class retirement.
Yeah,
I know, but I would tell my sailors, and I'd tell some of the chiefs this. I said the best people that I worked with, most of the time they were first classes that could not make chief. And it was like, those were the guys that I took some of their leadership stuff and adopted their little method and made it a method of mine, right? Or a way to handle situations and stuff. Of course, I didn't make senior chief because I was too honest and truthful. and I hate political correctness, huh?
He'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, I can't stand the political correctness bullshit. You know, I can't accept that crap. I can't sit there and believe crap that's not real.
Yep.
Like, in front of your fucking face real, and you're still, lying to yourself about it. The evidence is right there, and you still deny it. Like, I can't get behind that crap. And I can't.
That's why I didn't like the East Coast. All the PC bullshit.
Yeah, and well, the West Coast got stupid too, bro. In 2015.
Well, I'm sure because of the administration.
Well, yeah, it caused a lot of the problems that we have now.
Yeah. But every Democrat.
So you had 8 years of this bullshit, right? 8 years of this country going down the drain. But it was going down the drain since 2001 too. But it was going down the drain even faster, and by the time 2017 happened, everything was fucking fucked up.
Yeah.
So it was 4 years of struggle with 4 more years of fucking struggle with another 4 years of struggle because people can't fucking get their fucking act right.
Just like when Clinton was in office. You know, it was a struggle
I think that's when the PC bullshit fucking started happening.
But I'm saying, like with him, he cut our fucking budgets way the fuck down.
I know.
And that's why we got hit so fucking hard coming back from Japan to stateside on condition of the fucking ship. Because we didn't have the money to fucking fix things the right way. We had to bow gum and duct tape a lot of shit, remember? Down in Israel, we had to jerry rig a lot of shit.
I know. Hey, do you think we should end it? Because I've got to go take care of something.
Yeah, we can end it.
Okay. Does Hodges want to be back for that?
Nah, let's go ahead and end it.
Okay. Well,
I'll stay on afterwards, so.
Like and subscribe for more.